Movie reviews by Robin Anthony.
Oh, hey guys. I had to get a little energy in me because it's 2:30 in the morning. Of course, it is now Friday, the 4th of June. But when I saw the movie, it was the midnight showing on the 23rd of June. I can't believe it's June already. This week there was a bunch of movies opening up. There was Marmaduke with Owen Wilson as the voice of a dog. There was Killers with Ashton Kutcher as a comedy. There was Lex. Come here, buddy. Interrupting my review. You might as well say hello to everybody. It's Lex. Say hello. Alright, so there was The Killers with Ashton Kutcher, like I was saying. And there was also Get Him to the Greek with it's basically a spin-off of Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And then there was Splice. Now, of all these films, Splice, starring Adrien Brody, directed by Vincenzo Natali. He's known for directing Cube. I think it's the only other big thing he's directed besides a segment in Paris Je t'aime. Splice was, of all those films, the one that caught my eye the most. Overall plot, to make it pretty brief for you, it basically is about genetics and what if people were to create a hybrid between, you know, animals and humans, basically bringing that primal instinct to a creature. You know, I'm not a scientist, but it looked interesting. Now, the trailer kind of made it, I was weary, it made it look like Species, part whatever, you know, some sort of alien-type creature, in this case, genetically engineered creature, that would eventually escape the lab and wreak havoc, and they have to capture it. That's not really where this story went, and I mean, that was, to my surprise, I would say a pleasant surprise, because that's what I was afraid of. I didn't want to see another cookie cutter type, you know, go get them, something loose, killing people. But I think that's mostly what the people who were in the theater were there for tonight, was some sort of movie like that. So they might be disappointed. And I know some of the people that I have talked to that have seen this movie earlier this week in a screener, that's one of the reasons they were disappointed, because they were looking for that action-packed, like, creature monster movie body count type thing. And this, more so, is not that type of film. It's more a, I think, more a commentary on genetics and the possibilities. However, saying that, that doesn't mean that I totally agree with it all the way around, that it was a good film. I think one of the most frustrating things about this film, and this is to say with a lot of films I've seen recently, these main two characters, played by Adrien Brody, who of course people know from The Jacket, amongst other things, also starring Adrien Brody's nose, because of course, what film does he appear in where his gigantic nose, me having a big one too, I could say that, can appear. But also Sarah Polley, and I know she's only been, I believe, in the Dawn of the Dead remake and Go, and My Life Without Me. Her performance as well was, I don't know if I could say good, but like I said, they're two characters, they play a couple, but at the same time they're geneticists who come across and create this new species of human/animal hybrid. They are very frustrating. They make very poor decisions, they make very poor choices. And overall, they're just not enjoyable to watch. Throughout the length of the film, they bounce back and forth, and just overall deserve everything throughout the film that happens. Everything else in this movie, like special effects, is something that needs to be talked about, because for the most part, if the special effects weren't present, we wouldn't be watching anything. The film, I think for the most part, does a good job. But when you have a film such as this that is so special effects heavy, and I don't mean like scenery and stuff like that, I mean it is just this creature, at some points in time I think it does look realistic, and other points I think it looks completely fake and CG. So if you can get past some of those points in time, I think you'll enjoy at least that aspect of it. But at the same time, I feel like they borrowed a lot of special ideas. Like I felt like a lot of, if you guys remember The Arrival with Charlie Sheen, the aliens had these backwards type legs that were weird at the joints, and the creature had that aspect going on with it. It's a very confusing thing, especially at 2:30 in the morning to talk about. But I think overall, performance-wise, from the creature itself, see, the creature starts out as something small and it basically evolves into something very human-looking. And I'm looking this name up right now. I know that she was in the recent Steve Martin sequel to the Pink Panther 2. Her name is, I'm going to butcher it here, but it's Delphine Chanéac, French actress, I believe. But she has very, very good facial features, which worked well with the blending of this creature, because it looks human, but at the same time it doesn't look human. And they did toy with a lot of interesting ideas about genetics. But I think they downplayed a lot of the business side of it, because they tried to make big businesses the driving evil factor in this film, when it might have been probably more of a at-home sort of thing without giving anything away. Overall, if you're looking for a scary movie, I would not recommend this as a scary movie. At no point in time does this really get scary, and when it does start to get sort of one of those monster-type movies near the ending of the film, of course, it is very anticlimactic. I think if you're looking for a film that will hold your interest, I mean, I was even at midnight, I was still interested in this premise. It's just, it wasn't, riveting. I wasn't on the edge of my seat. I think it was interesting. But like I said, the main two characters make this very difficult to watch, and I feel like they weren't really in the roles. They were kind of just, to put it lightly, half-assing it. So I would say out of 5 for this film, I would rate it probably a 3.5 out of 5. It was entertaining. It did have interesting special effects at times. Some really bizarre things. I wouldn't say like bizarre like creepy. I would say bizarre as in like WTF moments. But overall, check it out if you got nothing else going on. Marmaduke I probably wouldn't check out. I probably won't watch that. Get Him to the Greek I'll see one day. And The Killers, I'm just not a big Ashton Kutcher comedy fan. I haven't really liked anything he's done since like the stupid humor, like Dude, Where's My Car? Not saying that's a good movie, but that's the type of humor he should probably stick to. So, I mean, after all, he is the punked guy where he's all, like, punked. I'd be a little bit more animated right now, but like I said, it's late. I wanted to bring this to you guys. And until next week, I'll be watching films, and I hope you enjoy watching these midnight reviews by Rob. Or half-asleep reviews by Rob, or whatever. And, again, thank you for watching. I'm gonna get some sleep now.